नाज़रीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं वाशिंगटन में हूँ, स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट की बिल्डिंग में, बेंजामिन फ्रैंकलिन रूम में, और अब से चंद लम्हों में मैं अमेरिका की सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट हिलरी क्लिंटन के साथ एक मुख्तसर गुफ्तगू करने वाला हूँ स्ट्रेटेजिक डायलॉग के हवाले से। और मैं उनसे ये समझना चाहूँगा कि पाकिस्तान में, इस्लामाबाद में लोगों को ये खौफ है कि अमेरिका और पाकिस्तान के दरमियान ये स्ट्रेटेजिक डायलॉग है तो बहुत अच्छा लगता, लेकिन ये सारा अफगानिस्तान के तनाजुर में हो रहा है, एक ऐसे वक्त में जब अमेरिका की बहुत ही इमीडिएट और प्रेसिंग नीड्स हैं, ज़रूरियात हैं अफगानिस्तान में। और ख़तरा यह है कि एक दफ़ा जब अमेरिका की ये ज़रूरियात पूरी हो जाएंगी तो अमेरिका और पाकिस्तान के दरमियान ताल्लुकात एक दफ़ा फिर लटक जाएंगे, स्टैग्नेट कर जाएंगे। और मैं उनसे ये भी समझना चाहूँगा कि क्या इस स्ट्रेटेजिक डायलॉग के नतीजे में पाकिस्तान और अमेरिका के दरमियान एक फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट हो सकेगा? क्या पाकिस्तान की टेक्सटाइल प्रोडक्ट्स को अमेरिकन मार्केट में एक प्रेफरेंशियल एक्सेस मिल सकेगी? क्या अमेरिका वाटर के इशू में पाकिस्तान और भारत के दरमियान एक असर्टिव मीडिएशन करने के लिए तैयार है? क्या अमेरिका पाकिस्तान के डिफेक्टो न्यूक्लियर स्टेटस को तस्लीम करने के लिए तैयार है? क्या पाकिस्तान एक्सपेक्ट कर सकता है कि भारत ही की तरह पाकिस्तान को भी अमेरिका के साथ एक सिविलियन न्यूक्लियर कॉपरेशन के लिए फ्रेमवर्क मिल सके? देखते हैं कि सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट इन सवालों के जवाब में क्या कहती हैं। Secretary, it's so good to see you after Islamabad.
It is wonderful to see you here in Washington, and I'm delighted that you could come, and also this interview, which will probably air by the time National Day has started. So again, I send my very best wishes and congratulations.
Thank you, but I know you're so hard-pressed for the time, so coming straight to the strategic dialogue.
Yes.
I just flew in from Islamabad, and the feeling there is that the term strategic dialogue, US-Pakistan strategic dialogue, looks so good, sounds so good, but it's all taking place, taking shape in the context of Afghanistan. And once the US meets its goals in Afghanistan, the strategic dialogue or whatever relationship US and Pakistan have is going to stagnate once again.
Well, that is certainly not our plan. Our plan is that we've been working this past year to qualitatively change the nature of our relationship between the United States and Pakistan. There are so many issues that are of importance to Pakistan, to the United States, to our people, that we wanted to have the framework of a strategic dialogue, which we have with a number of countries, but it is something that we care deeply about with respect to Pakistan. As I said when I was visiting in October, we want to take our relationship to a deeper level. We want to have the kind of ongoing consultation and dialogue. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not going to be able to wave a magic wand when we say that our first really ministerial level strategic dialogue that is starting this week takes place. It is a process, but it's such an important process, and we very much believe in it.
Secretary, a number of issues have been identified on the agenda, like water, like energy, like economic cooperation, security, education, communication, and diplomacy. But people wonder that where is the interdependence? No enduring strategic relationship can survive without an element of interdependence. And all the relationship which you have either with UK, European Union, Canada, even the new relationship with India, has element of interdependence. Are we expecting any movement towards a free trade agreement between the United States and Pakistan?
Well, the free trade agenda has been paramount to the Obama administration. I have personally spoken out about it. I have testified before Congress out about it. Unfortunately, we came to office in the middle of a global recession, but our commitment to increasing market access for Pakistani goods is at the top of our agenda. And again, I know that there's a level of impatience and a sense of anticipation, but we believe that we want to build a very strong foundation because we don't want this to be a year or two of strategic dialoguing. We want this to be, along with some of the countries you just mentioned, an enduring part of our relationship and our foreign policy priorities.
When I look at the agenda items, I look things like apart from security, we have economic development, we have agriculture, we have energy. But you'll agree with me that all these things are very intimately, very closely linked with the issue of the water. And water, in the context of South Asia, between India and Pakistan, is increasingly a transnational commodity, a transnational issue. Are we expecting the United States to play a more active, a more robust diplomacy between India and Pakistan on the issue of water?
Well, I think the issues that you mentioned are all interconnected, and you can't pull one out and say, well, is this now going to become international, as opposed to what we can do within the context of our relationship to assist Pakistan. Agriculture, water, they're all connected. We think we can bring to the table technology, innovation. I announced a project that we are funding to help farmers in Pakistan update tube wells so that they can get better irrigation from the water that is already there. We're well aware that there is a 50-year-old agreement between Pakistan and India concerning water. What we want to do is to help Pakistan make better use of the water that you do have. That's going to have to be the first priority in countries, including our own. Let's see what we do to protect our aquifers. Let's see what we do to be more efficient in the use of our water. Let's see what we do to capture more rainwater. How do we actually use less of it to produce more crops? We think we have some ideas with our experts that we want to sit down and talk with your experts about and see where that goes.
Just if I want to spend 30 seconds more on it, in the sense that what you mentioned is an internal management of the water resources. And I also remind you that you have recently launched a Global Hunger and Food Security Initiative, in which you identified that battling hunger is a strategic part of the U.S. foreign policy. So I wonder that, will you still be persuaded by the Indian argument that Pakistan and India are a bilateral relationship and U.S. cannot play an active mediation between them? Or maybe water will change that perspective, that perception.
Usually where there is an agreement, as there is between India and Pakistan on water, with mediation techniques, arbitration built in, it would seem sensible to look to what already exists to try to resolve any of the bilateral problems between India and Pakistan. But in the course of the strategic dialogue, what we want to do is focus on the problem. If the problem is water or agriculture or energy, without looking externally, as we do in our other strategic dialogues. When we have a strategic dialogue with Russia, it's between the United States and Russia. Now, Russia may have trouble with China or with another neighbor in Eastern Europe, but our strategic dialogue is between the two of us. And our strategic dialogue with Pakistan, which we are taking to the ministerial level at the highest level of civilian democratic leadership, is what we want to build and really put on a strong footing for the future.
Just quickly, are we expecting on the issue of the energy you mentioned yourself has excessive load shedding more than 10 hours every day, are we expecting any, as a result of the strategic dialogue, a civilian nuclear cooperation between the United States and Pakistan?
Well, we have a very broad agenda laid out for this. I don't want to prejudge or preempt what we are going to talk about because we haven't held it yet as you and I are holding our conversation. We're going to have many issues, including that one which the Pakistani delegation wishes to raise. And we're going to really go deep into all of these. Now, this is the first meeting. And we have to set up the mechanism for going forward. I look forward to coming back to Pakistan in the future myself to continue this dialogue. I tried to start it in October when I was there. I feel very personally committed. I have many, many Pakistani American friends and now many friends in Pakistan who are really counting on us to have a very thorough examination of all these different issues. We can't prejudge it. We don't know what the path will be. I have been in enough of these dialogues to know that you can have an idea, but it might take years to develop. So we have to sort it out and see in a prioritized way how we move forward.
One related question that comes to the mind is that Pakistan is a de facto nuclear power since 1998. Are we expecting at some stage United States accepting Pakistan as a nuclear power?
Well, again, I don't want to, prejudge or preempt. I think part of what we have to do, and we are building the basis of what I hope will be an open, transparent, frank relationship between us. That's what countries that develop that level of trust and confidence can do with each other. I well remember being in Pakistan in October and being told by many journalists and many others that there was a trust deficit, we did not trust each other. I think the fact that we have come to a point where we're going to have a serious strategic dialogue